I'm Tammy Jones, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion.
I'm Linda Wang, and I'm the 2017 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Dana Aft, and I am the 2013 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Kenneth Brisbane, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion! Yes! Yeah, baby!
Hey, good afternoon, Pool Player Nation. Jason Bowman, APA here, and we are just days away from the return of our first major pool championship in well over a year. Of course, I'm talking about the U.S. Amateur Championship in Tampa, and I'm happy to be joined by the defending Women's U.S. Amateur Champion, three-time champion, Tina Larsen. Tina, last time I saw you, we had just wrapped up your third U.S. AM title, November 2019. A few months later, COVID would come along, completely change all of our lives. What have you been up to since I last saw you in Tampa?
Trying to stay safe. Practice, play a lot of little tournaments. We joined a 9-foot league, so we could play on 9-foot tables once the states started opening up, but Smart, it was good 9-10 months before that could happen. Wow. So just trying to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, and you are in Indiana, right? So what's the situation with where you live? Like you said, are tables and stuff just going now? Have you been able to play for a while?
No, we've been able to play for a while. We played a whole session of 9-footers, American 9-footers league, and and then I've got Kevin that hits back at me downstairs. So it's been good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Pool is starting really to pick up around here.
Nice. So in preparing for our interview today, I had to go back and watch your championship match from 2019 against Natalie Jacobs. She's from Canada, and I had forgotten about it. But you guys had not one, but two really epic battles in that event. I'm curious what you remember about that last match. I think we've got some video that we'll show here of that parts of that last match. But what do you remember from those battles with Natalie, and specifically that championship match? Because it seemed like every time you guys matched up, it was a real nail biter.
Well, after playing her the first time, I realized I didn't want to play her 9-ball first. I realized I need to polish up on my 9-ball game. But she is one tough competitor. She is really tough. She's probably the toughest one I've ever had to play in the U.S. Amateurs. And wow. It was a grind, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's some high praise. The toughest that you've played, considering you've won 3 titles. So Natalie, if you're tuning in, I didn't look. I guess she's not gonna be there. She's coming from Canada. So no Natalie this year, unfortunately. Nobody from Canada, but some high praise for her for sure. So what is it about the U.S. Amateur? I mean, a player like you've already won the title. What keeps you coming back for more? I mean, what makes the U.S. Amateur Championship so special from your perspective?
Do you see that beautiful trophy I got?
I've seen it. I've felt it. I do curls with it. I try to do curls with it. I don't even know if I could do curls with it anymore.
I think it's more the prestigiousness of the title that I like than anything else. It is something that it's a short race. Anybody can win. And you really need to be on your game in order to win that title. I've been fortunate to win it 3 times, and I've never been beaten. And all the 3 years that I won it, I went from qualifying undefeated to winning it undefeated. I've never had to come from the loser's bracket. So it's been a task, and it's something that I look forward to because I enjoy the challenge.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't realize in the years you'd won that you'd never dropped an actual match. So that's an interesting factoid. You mentioned that you've won the title 3 times. You won in 2003, one of the early years of the U.S. Amateur Championship. You won in 2007. Was that the very first year?
That's in Connecticut.
Okay, so you're the very first women's division champion that we had. You won it in 2007, and then you come back 12 years later and won it in 2019. And I'm curious if any of the particular victories meant more to you than the others. And I realize that's asking like which one is your favorite kid, But do any of those particular championship runs stand out more than the others for any particular reason?
Well, 2003, because it was the first time that you guys held it. And I'm going to go with 2019 because, one, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 50 years old now.
Yeah.
And I've got all the young guns coming up that, that play really good. And it's really hard to keep up with all the new technology, what they're coming up with, when I've got old school behind me, and they've got all the new technology behind them.
Understood.
So I think that the 2019 is probably the one that I hold closest and dearest.
Okay, nice. So you've already captured more U.S. amateur titles than any other woman. You've tied King Henry with 3 titles. The overall record, though, is held by Mr. Brian Parks. I know you know Brian. I'm curious, is that, knowing that he's got 5 titles and you're at 3, is that a record that you're actively chasing? Is that something that motivates you in terms of preparing for this event? Is that a goal of yours to try to?
It's actually a personal goal.
Okay.
It's not a goal of catching him or something that somebody else has done, but it's a personal goal of mine that I have for myself before I can say, hey, look what I've done, and I work hard at trying to get there. So every time I go there, I try to give it everything that I have.
Nice. So with everything that, that we talked about, everything the world's kind of endured since last March, particularly with the shutdowns, and you mentioned this a little bit, but how much have you been playing? Like, when I say playing, I mean competitively. I know you said you've been playing in some leagues. Have you had any tournament play? Or are you matching up against higher level players like you're going to face in Tampa? Have you been able to do that?
I wish.
Yeah.
No. I wish. There's really nothing here where I'm at. I have to travel to Illinois or to Indianapolis or even to Wisconsin or Upper Michigan to, just to play. Players that are good enough, especially Chicago players that will hit back, and it's still a 2-hour ride there and a 2-hour ride back, and don't get home till 1 a.m. So that doesn't happen very often, but I do try to hit balls with people that are going to hit back at me just as hard as I'm going to hit at them, So, but my boyfriend's been great at it, and he really pushes me, to get down there and grind it out.
So are you feeling
like playing, even when I don't feel like playing?
Yeah. So are you feeling as prepared? I mean, obviously you've played in this event several times going in this year. I mean, are you feeling good? You feel prepared? You feel like your game is where you want it to be? Are you still working on your game in the days ahead, or?
I work on my game every day. Every day. It's a constant battle, struggle. You can never have the perfect day of pool. You're going to get what you're going to get that day. How I'm going to play that day is how I'm going to play that day. Mentally, I'm prepared for it. Physically, I hope I'm there. The emotional roller coaster that you need to be on, I'm hoping I could keep all that in check and not let my adrenaline and my emotions take control of me and steer me in the wrong way, but everything has got to align, at least in the first match, to get through the first match to settle down. It's like a waggle when you golf, how they waggle when they're getting set.
Sure. Understood. So, how big of an X factor do you think that the past 12 months, the pandemic, is going to be? I mean, not necessarily specifically just for you, but, the entire field. I mean, there's this great unknown of, who's been playing, where have they been playing, who have they been playing, are they on 9-foot tables? I mean, do you think that that's going to be a major factor in the outcome of this year's event? How much people have been able to compete with quality opponents and get on 9-foot tables?
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, they have a lot of tournaments out there. They're all bar table events. There's really no big table events for women anywhere, unless you do it online playing a ghost. And how fun is that really? How many times can you beat up on Casper?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the virtual tournaments over the last several months.
They're tough to play because you're not playing anybody that's going to hit back at you. So that's really hard to stay focused. And I just wasn't interested in doing any of that.
Understood. So, you know how difficult it is to try and repeat at the USAM. You've been there, done that, and you also know kind of how it is when you go in and you're the defending champion. You've got the title. All eyes are on you. You know, everyone's looking to take down the champ. Are you ready to defend that title, Tina?
I am ready. I know I'm walking in with the target on my back, and I'm ready to defend it as much as I can. I'm going to give everything I have this year.
All right, ladies, you there it is from the defending champ. She's ready. You better bring your A game, girls, because she's bringing hers. Tina, really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Again, best of luck next week in Tampa. Look forward to seeing you down there. Hopefully we get some sunshine while we're down there and some great weather. And for the rest of our audience, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, don't forget to join us right here starting next Wednesday for live matches from this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. So for now, we will say goodbye. Tina, again, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jason.
Absolutely. And for the rest of you guys, make sure you come back next Wednesday right here on the APA Facebook page. Thanks for tuning in.